The Stawell Easter Gift Telecast, proudly sponsored by Ken Morgan Toyota.
From the heart of Victoria's Western District, Wide World of Sports proudly presents an Aussie Sports Classic. The richest and most prestigious foot race in the world. The Isanda Stawell Easter Gift.
Good afternoon and welcome to Central Park in Stawell for the running of the 109th Stawell Easter Gift. The world's richest and most prestigious foot race. This year's prize money totals some $40,000. Of course, the race is open to the pros and the amateurs, and the handicapper plays a very large part in the proceedings. But over the last 112 years, on this very track, a rich history has unfolded. Stawell at Easter has always had that festive mood. The sort of mood that would bring trains packed with 15,000 revellers from Melbourne, some 220 kilometres away. The world's most famous professional foot race. And on this day, the Golden Jubilee Gift of 1927, it carried 250 pounds to the winner. Stawell is about its time-honoured Easter gift, but it's also the carnival atmosphere. In those days, the dog balancing was a doozy and sure to attract the judges' eyes. The big event, and it would be a Queenslander, T.J. Miles of Bundaberg, who'd walk off with a small fortune. Miles by a foot, and on hand to present the medal was the winner of the first ever Stawell gift back in 1878, one W.J. Millard. By 1947, the streets of Stawell were still festooned. The car was becoming the method of getting there, and the gift produced its first ever dead heat.
And they're away to a perfect start. What a race. Gardner and Burton running well on the outside. Martin, Banner and Street in line behind them. Now Gardner gets to the front, but Martin and Banner are after him. What a finish. What handicapping. For the first time in Stawell's history, it's a dead heat. Gardner and Martin can't be separated.
In the rerun, Arthur Martin trailed early, made up his 3 3/4 yard handicap and went on to win by 6 inches. Stawell, the town that was built on gold in the last century, has developed into a major centre of agriculture in the Wimmera region of Victoria. And the gift, like the town, has grown too.
Start coming after Elliott, coming through is Peters. It's Elliott in front, Peters trying to get him, but Elliott's won the gift final from Peters.
112 years on, the Easter gift at Stawell has taken its place among the premier sporting occasions in this country. A truly rich history here at Stawell, and of course our pictures this afternoon coming courtesy of Vic TV. A man who's seen many Stawell gifts in recent years, Rob Gaylard. Rob, the bookies have already narrowed it down to 3 men.
I think they narrowed it down very early on Saturday, Stephen. Of course, we saw Tim Mason come here with big raps on him and was odds-on Saturday, has maintained that through the heats and the semis. Still an odds-on favourite to take out the Stawell gift. An interesting story about young Tim because he's a product of little athletics and could be the first amateur to turn around and take out Stawell gift. Let's not forget Dean Capobianco. The big raps were on him by the press earlier in the week. He's carried that form forward. He's turned around, won his heat in his semi-final, the second fastest here so far this afternoon. Here's also another young fellow that's given a big chance. And also, let's not forget young Todd Island, 7-4 favourite on Saturday. He also has gone through to reach the final, and I think we're going to be in for an exciting final, probably one of the closest I've seen here for a long, long time.
OK, I'll put you right on the spot. Your tip.
My tip, I like Dean Capobianco. He was very impressive for me in the semi-final a little bit earlier on. But, you know, Mason's done everything right also. I still think he has a little bit left. I think they're 1 and 2.
And, of course, Kerry McConnon, the Tasmanian who's moved to Melbourne. You can't discount him. He's been a gritty and gutsy fighter. And, of course, anyone who gets in the final here at Stawell has to have a chance.
Well, that's about it. McConnon, of course, is in the powerful Evan Armstrong stable. And for those people that have been associated with Stawell for a long time will know that Evan Armstrong and Neil King combined to win 4 of these. I think Evan was part of 3 of those. So it's going to be a great fight. Conditions, of course, going to play a big part.
We'll be back in just a moment to have a look at the semi-finals from Central Park in Stawell.
On your mark, set.
Who can...
of the Stawell Easter gift for 1990, and it's going to be a tremendous race. The semi-finals were conducted earlier today, and the first semi-final saw the Victorian from Wangaratta, Wally Pasquale, go through in 12:46.
You can see that Pasquale in the green there. He's putting a bit of space into them at the 60-metre mark, Michael. And it's a good run by the Wangaratta Rover footballer. And I think he's probably out of it on times, but a great run to get himself into the final.
A very strong run there, Chris. He had Butters measure quite early in the race, and he's gone through a comfortable winner.
Semi-final 2 was Dean Capobianco in the red.
What a sensational run by the Western Australian sprint champion. He caught the field very early, and even with his ungangly style, he has tremendous leg speed. He's got this field covered halfway down the track, and it was an effortless win, a convincing victory, and he will be one of the hardest to beat in this year's Stawell gift.
Yes, well, he's gone to the line full of running, full of power. He's dropped his arms a little bit, maybe a little bit left, Ray.
Tim Mason was the favourite coming into today at 3's on. He wins semi-final 3.
In the blue jacket, Tim Mason seemed to take a long time to overcome the yellow in Clayton Walton from Queensland. He's just got to him at the 70-metre mark, and he's starting to move away from Walton. Not as convincing as his heat performance, but maybe he was just doing enough to win that one.
He had a lot more pressure on him in this race, Chris, and having spent over the weekend as the favourite, I think he needed that one as a blowout.
Well, Kerry McConnon was very impressive, the Tasmanian winning semi-final 4.
Kerry McConnon was a great winner in this semi-final. Tilburn was the favourite, and he collared him quite early and went straight past. His confidence picked up. He got a bit of spring into his step, and he knew he had him, and he just powered away from the 80-metre mark. A great action, good high knee action, good arms, and went down to the line. A very, very convincing winner.
Good aggressive run by Kerry McConnon.
And then we came to another Victorian, Todd Ireland, and this win stamped him as favourite at 6-4 on for the big race.
Well, Todd Ireland stamped his authority on this race. He's gone out in front at the 60-metre mark, and it's all over bar the shouting. He's put space into Paul Dinan. Frank Corsell, who's always been a fantastic runner-up at Stawell, unfortunately just cannot get into him. Paul Briggs is holding on out in the black, but Todd Ireland, great performance, and a performance that deserves him to be favourite for this year's Stawell gift.
6th semi-final, and a South Australian hasn't won the Stawell Easter gift for something like half a century.
The big, tall, long-striding Hutton is quickly into stride here, and he's got the field covered halfway down. Coombs in the yellow has kept him busy for a while, but coming to the 100, Hutton is definitely in charge of this race, and he wasn't going to let it go, and he goes through a very comfortable 1/2 to 3/4 metre winner.
Well, you've seen the 6 men that won their semi-finals earlier today, and shortly they'll be running the 1990 Asander Easter Stawell gift. The wide world of sports on Channel 9 is now beaming pictures from Stawell Central Park around Australia. Chris Perry is one of my co-commentators, Michael Galleri the other, and Chris Perry has gone for Kerry McConnon to take it out, and Michael Galleri is sticking with Todd Ireland. We'll be back in just a moment on the wide world of sports and the host broadcaster, Vic TV. And a very warm welcome back to viewers around Australia now for the running of the 1990 Stawell gift final. And it's a marvellous field. The youngster, 19 years of age, from Western Australia, Dean Capobianco, ran second to Rob Stone in the 200 metres Nationals final just a couple of weeks ago. He holds 3 West Australian titles, the 1, the 2 and the 400 metres, and he comes off 2 1/4. Steve Hutton, the South Australian, carries the white shirt on 5 1/2. Tim Mason, the blue, on 5 3/4. McConnon, the yellow, on 6 3/4. Pasquale, the green, on 7, and Ireland, the pink, on 7 1/4.
Dean Capobianco in the red, 2 1/4 metres. 19 years of age. Matt Barber is his trainer. He has run superbly this weekend. And off 2 1/4 metres, he's going to give this final a big shake.
Steve Hutton, somewhat of a surprise packet this weekend, a real smoky in the woodpile from South Australia. He's from Semaphore, and he's only 21 years old, and he's trained by Ruth the Tailor, and he comes to Stawell with big claims to win this race.
Tim Mason who on Saturday was the outright favourite with a brilliant performance. And he has been able to repeat that performance in his semi-final and is one of the favourites, second favourite for this race. And can he give Graham Goldsworthy his first store gift winner?
Well, he's definitely going to fight out the finish of this, Chris. He clocked the fastest time on Saturday. An awesome run, an impressive performance. He did what was required today. He won his semi-final. It wasn't the fastest time, but he is there. He's there with a big chance. He's got a lot of money on his back. And I think Tim Mason looks very comfortable there. He looks fairly confident, and he should make a good fist of this.
Very calm and relaxed runner is Tim Mason. He's always very cool about everything. So Kerry McConnell, the Tasmanian, my stablemate, trained by Evan Armstrong, 26 years of age, has come over from Tasmania. I thought his was a tremendous performance to knock out Tilburn. He stamped his authority on that semi-final, and he did that with some ease and control.
Yes, that was a confidence-building run from McConnell, and he will acquit himself very well in the final. The green jacket will be worn by Wally Pasquale from Wangaratta. The Wangaratta Rovers footballer, trained by Bernie Greeley, has got big claims for this race. In lead-up races, he was disqualified by the stewards for unsatisfactory performance. He took that in his stride and set his mind on winning stall after that suspension, and he won his way through in a very comfortable time earlier this afternoon.
12:46 was his time, a little bit out of it on the times, but on man duels, there's probably none tougher than Wally Pasquale. In the pink, we have the favourite, Gary Barker trained Todd Ireland. He has run magnificently this weekend. Peter Bonetto, who's his stablemate, has had big raps on him. He was very arrogant and very confident. I thought that was a fantastic attitude that he's had all weekend, and he's going to take a power of beating Michael.
He's only a 20-year-old. He's got Gary Barker in his corner. He's been superbly prepared for this race. He's had good lead-up form with a third in the Bendigo 5000, and he's had a couple of weeks off his job in readiness for this particular race, and he ran awesomely, Chris, and he will definitely figure in the finish.
Todd Ireland is currently quoted at even money. Wally Pasquale at 40-1. Kerry McConnell in the yellow at 8-1. Mason 10-9 on. There's been a flood of money for Mason in the last 5 or 10 minutes. He's at 10-9 on. Hutton at 33 and Capobianco at 3-1.
You move and I'll stand you up and break.
Vern Chapman starting his 11th stall Easter gift. The red is Capobianco, the white is the South Australian Hutton, the blue is Mason, the yellow McConnell, the green is Pasquale, and the pink is Todd Ireland.
What belongs?
Both Ireland and Mason, champion schoolboy athletes of their time. They command most of the money. Breeze just across them fractionally. Ready. The gift final field. Away, Ireland came out in front of Pasquale, McConnell, Mason, Hutton and Capobianco. Going fast, Pasquale leads. McConnell coming at him with Mason and Ireland, Capobianco! He got up to win, the 19-year-old from West Aussie. What a fabulous performance from 2:25. What a sensational run by Dean Capobianco.
Well, that's one of the greatest performances I've seen in a store gift for many a day. Off the red mark, 2 1/4 metres, Dean Capobianco. I take my hat off to you. Michael, take us through this race.
Sensational run by Capobianco. He had to tack on to Hutton to get near this field. McConnell, Ireland and Mason fighting it out in the middle. But here comes Capobianco. He zoomed up the long side at about the 80 or 90 metre mark. He's had a quick look at the corner of his eye. He's hit the front and he is strode along a very convincing winner, Chris.
Arms up in the air.
Stephen Phillips, 12:27 for the Boom West Australian youngster.
Thank you very much, Ray and Dean. An unbelievable performance. You look very, very comfortable and very confident.
Oh, that was great. I knew I had to race hard. You know, I knew I had to get out well, and I did, and I'm really happy it came together that way.
The time 12:29. You're the first West Australian to win it for 90 years, and it's just another stepping stone to Barcelona.
That's right, you know, I'm on a big plan for now and then, and I won Olympic gold that year, so I'm well on my way to get it now.
2 1/4 metres, very hard for a fellow 19. It's the best performance ever by an Australian.
Well, I've got to be pretty happy with that then, don't I? That's great.
What are you going to do now? What are you going to do with the prize money?
Oh, I don't know, just fund my way to Europe and train and get some good hard racing.
It makes it a little bit easier, doesn't it?
Oh, it sure does. It's fantastic.
The preparation, there must be people who put in a lot of work with you.
Oh, for sure. Matt Barber, my trainer, I mean, he's just been #1. You know, can't take it off from him. My training group, Peter O'Dwyer, you know, Peter knows what it's like to be a finalist, and he's been really helpful out here, so it's been great.
Can you just run us through those 12.5 seconds?
Just anger, just aggression, and just thinking fast.
And when did you know you'd put your name in the history books?
Oh, with about 20 to go.
Dean, well done. We'll look forward to seeing you on the dais in just a moment, and we'll be back here at Stawell in just a few seconds.
What a finish. For the first time in Stawell's history, it's a dead heat. Gardner and Martin can't be separated. Now they're about to run off for the first prize money. Again, it's a great tussle. Gardner's clear, but Martin won't be denied and wins by inches. A grand performance.
Central Park in Stawell this afternoon, 19-year-old Dean Capobianco from Western Australia taking out the 109th Stawell Easter gift. Let's go over to the presentation area and Rob Gaylard.
And his eyes now set firmly on Barcelona. So a magnificent performance this afternoon. May I take this opportunity of introducing to you the General Manager of Azander, Mr. Bob Morn, and he will present the cheque to our winner for 1990. The Azander Stawell Easter gift. Could I present the Manager, Mr. Bob Morn, to you?
Premier of Victoria, John Kane, Mrs. Kane, the President of the Stawell Athletic Club, Maurice Campbell and Mrs. Campbell, distinguished guests, committee members, athletes, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 13th consecutive year that Azander Finance Corporation, a member of the ANZ Banking Group, has proudly backed the world-famous Stawell gift. This backing has enabled over 4,000 athletes to take part in the Stawell gift over those years. It's also enabled 12 athletes to go into the record books as winners. Today, we're proud to have backed the 13th winner into the record book. On behalf of Azander Finance Corporation, I congratulate the 1990 Azander Stawell Easter gift winner, Dean Capobianco, and congratulate him on a tremendous race.
And ladies and gentlemen, no doubt you would like to hear from the Stawell gift winner for 1990. Would you please put your hands together again for Dean Capobianco.
Just like to thank first my coach, of course, Matt Barber. He's just been fantastic, you know, #1. My training partners, and thanks for the crowd. I mean, it's just fantastic. Thanks a million.
Now, I'd like to call on the President's wife, Cheryl Campbell. And Morris will help.
So there it is, the presentation ceremony with young Dean Capobianco writing his name into the Stawell Easter gift history books. 19 years of age from Western Australia, the holder of 3 West Australian titles, the 1, the 2 and the 400, and he's got his eyes firmly set on Barcelona. He was recorded as running the 100 in 10.1 in Western Australia just recently, and he could be standing on an Olympic dais in the very near future. I certainly hope he is. He certainly gave them a start today and gave them a beating, and as he said, it was all anger and aggression that tallied up his victory here this afternoon at Central Park. Chris Perry, it's been great working with you.
One of the real stars of Australian athletics for now and the future, and it's probably one of the best and greatest runs I've seen here at Stawell, of 2.25 metres.
For the benefit of our national audience on the wide world of sports, Chris Perry won the event in 1982, so he knows something about the feeling in that young man at the moment. And the man that was beaten by Chris Perry by a mere 8 inches is the other co-commentator you've heard, Michael Galleri.
Well, there's nothing more exciting than watching the red jacket flash home to win the Stawell gift in sensational circumstances. A truly thrilling race and a wonderful winner in Dean Capobianco.
And so that takes us away from the commentary area. We take you back to Stephen Phillips and Rob Gaylard. I'm Ray Warren. I hope you've enjoyed our coverage or our part that we've played in the presentation of the 1990 gift.
How could you fail to? And well called, Ray. I know it's your first gift, and well done, mate, but I think we saw a young man who's going to take plenty of the headlines in the years ahead, Rob.
I think we certainly have, Stephen. Dean Capobianco, as you said before, at 19 years of age, has got the world at his feet. The fascinating thing, we spoke to him a little bit earlier on, of course, on Saturday, and his love is also for hurdling. So, you know, as I say, the world is his oyster at this present point of time.
A beautiful running style fueled with anger.
Certainly
Perfect.
was. I really couldn't see him giving Todd Island 5 metres, and, you know, that's just credit to the guy for the ability of what he's done here today.
And, of course, that time of 12:29, it wasn't really the time in the final. The time meant nothing.
Time meant nothing, yeah.
It was beating a class field, and when you look at that field, it really was the cream of the 260 best pro and most of the best amateur runners in the country. But that's what makes this race special. It's the unpredictability.
The magic of Stawell is still with us, Steve. The magic of Stawell will continue for many, many years to come.
Well, I really enjoyed it up here this afternoon. I think on behalf of Chris Perry and Michael Giulieri, Ray Warren up in the commentary position, down here, Rob, our friends at Vic TV and through Nine's Wide World of Sports, we hope you've really enjoyed this coverage from Central Park in Stawell, where history was made this afternoon with Dean Capobianco taking the title.
This has been another presentation from Nine's Wide World of Sports.
The Stawell Easter Gift Telecast.
Runner Dean Capobianco has become the first West Australian in 90 years to win the Stawell Gift. And with Australia's most prestigious foot race to his credit, the 19-year-old is now setting his sights on Olympic gold. Craig Huggins again.
Out of a field of more than 250 runners, it came down to only 6 to fight out the final. In the minutes leading up to the big race, a flood of money was put on Steve Hutton, which saw the 25-year-old firm to 10-9 on, while Todd Island was at evens. But like any race, nothing's a certainty, and Dean Capobianco proved that.
Away, Ireland came out in front of Pasquale, McConnon, Mason, Hutton and Capobianco. Going fast, Pasquale leads. McConnon coming at him with Mason and Ireland, and Capobianco, he got up to win.
Capobianco had earned a place in the history books with the fastest run by an Australian at Stawell, 12.29 seconds.
That was great. I knew I had to race hard. You know, I knew I had to get out well, and I did, and I'm really happy it came together that way.
Straight after the win, the 19-year-old's run was being hailed as one of the best ever.
Can you just run us through those 12.5 seconds?
Just anger, just aggression and just thinking fast.
Capobianco already holds the 100, 200 and 400-metre records in the West. He'll spend the next 2 years working towards the Olympics. Craig Huggins, National 9 News.
And American